I love Demon Souls. This is probably my favourite fucking game on the PS3. It's wonderful. Whatever, let's call him Lolface. Alright, our character's name is Lolface. Well, his face right now looks a little bit fucked up, I have to say. There's lots of different grasses, actually, so anything with grass. So basically, you're a cow, and to gain health, you eat grass, like some sort of grazing animal. But yeah, this game is hard. This is a hard game. I know this game looks easy from just here, but this is a very difficult game, I assure you. And at many times, this will piss the fuck out of you, I'm telling you. This game will piss the fucking shit out of you. And, like, I'm having trouble now, and I haven't really played this game in a long time. Probably about 3 months, maybe, I haven't played this game. I don't know if I'd be able to survive a fall like that, I'm not going to bother. Just in case I do actually die, because that would be pretty embarrassing if I died already. Hello everyone again. So this is Doomlink here, and I have returned. Surprisingly, I've not moved from this position for the last hour or so. Pussy moment there. Yeah. We have to try and get around his shield. You are being very unreasonable, my friend. You're not wanting to go. Okay, there we go. See, what you have to do is you have to get around their little shield on their head. They do drop very good things, by the way. They drop hard stones and shit. Hard stones and sharp stones, which, as I told you before, level up your stuff. So I honestly don't care about this guy, but yeah, we're gonna help him because I need his key. So I'm gonna see. Last playthrough, he actually died, and I couldn't find his key because I sort of left him be because, you know, I had nothing to do with him. So, yeah, that's why I'm so paranoid about sticking with him all the time, because I want his fucking key. Oh, you're doing a little bit of damage, buddy. Oh yeah, that's hot. Yum.
What you're watching here is the oldest surviving footage that I have of myself recording videos pre-2013. This is actually taken from a short-lived Let's Play of Demon Souls that I did back in 2010. And unfortunately, everything else was lost due to my original computer from 2007 dying. So therefore, everything that I recorded between 2009 and 2010, which was my main period of activity when I was first doing Let's Plays, except for Demon Souls, of course, was unfortunately lost. I'd like to welcome you all to a video that I've been meaning to record for over a year now, funnily enough. It was supposed to be my 10-year anniversary video, and I procrastinated over doing it for the entirety of 2019, because I wanted to do it a little bit more professionally, and I couldn't really get that to work, so I decided that I would just record it in the way that I'm recording right now. It's actually been 11 years since I started doing Let's Plays, and it works out well enough because it's another year added on top of the 10-year anniversary, so I wanted to wait until that time at the very least before I would continue, and of course that's actually in March. I started my first Let's Play, which was The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass, back in mid-March of 2009. And here I am now recording a video, in the year of 2020, with the intention of reminiscing about the old days, because when it comes to the old days of Let's Playing, it's not so much about what I did, and unfortunately it's a lot less about what I did considering I don't have much footage of those days left. Instead, it's more about the environment at the time, all the people who were doing Let's Plays back then, and the people who influenced me to do what I'm doing now. And I'm pretty much just going to sit here talking about that for God knows how long, so if you're interested in reminiscing with me about the old days of Let's Playing, then this may very well be the video for you. If not, then you're probably going to fall asleep. But anyway, now I suppose my Let's Playing career started sometime in 2008 when I actually discovered two people who were also interested in Let's Plays, and we actually talked back and forth on someone's YouTube channel chat. I can't really remember whose it was. It was either mine or one of those guys' channels, I'm not too sure. But back then, YouTube channels were quite a little bit different. The comment section was always on the same page, like you had one single page for a YouTube channel, and everything that you needed was on that one single page. I'm not going to go deeply into how I feel about YouTube changing the way the YouTube channels look, but I'd like to think that you agree that they looked a lot better in the past when you had the ability to fully customize everything, and also the fact that you had the comments section on the same page towards the bottom. Because it was on the same page, it was very oftentimes used as a means of communication between a YouTube creator and their audience, and I actually do miss that quite a bit. At the very least, myself and my friend Donnie and his friend Duncan actually discussed Let's Playing together. It was our intention to start our own channels and just record Let's Plays as it was done in those days, which was sitting down in front of a game and just talking about it while playing it. It was supposed to be a very relaxed, very genuine sort of experience, and it's those days of Let's Playing that I certainly miss. And unfortunately those days will never return, which is why I'm sitting here reminiscing about them. People can still do Let's Plays in that format, and I try to do that these days as well, but unfortunately the actual environment will never return to what it was. YouTube's innocence has long since been destroyed by money interest, really, because everyone's very focused on, again, making money. And so you just have a completely different environment at that point, no matter what you try to do. Now, of course, fast forward to March of 2009, and I was actually already doing a Let's Play of Phantom Hourglass by that time. And someone had actually gotten into contact with me. His name was Super Crazy Health Bar, and he told me that he was about to start doing a Let's Play series of Super Mario 64. So I essentially welcomed him to the world of Let's Plays and shared his content with friends of mine. And you can see that there's a comment from 11 years ago detailing that. But as it turned out, Super Crazy Health Bar was quite an accurate name for this YouTuber, because he used to scream like no one else, and it was very entertaining. He was certainly crazy.
Stop walking! No! I can't control the mouse! I'm not crazy! I'm not crazy! I'm not crazy! I'm the champion of Mario! Yeah! Yeah! Okay!
He was certainly crazy, and I very much enjoyed his content. When he had first contacted me, I really didn't know what I was getting into, but he turned out to be very entertaining to me, and unfortunately, not many other people were so interested in his work. They actually found his screaming to be very annoying, they hated how his mic was so low quality, and I just thought it was hilarious. The whole package really tickled my sense of humour, and it still does to this day. But Super Crazy Health Bar was someone who didn't really Let's Play Zelda games. My focus was very much on the Zelda community, and the people who Let's Played Zelda games at that time. I tend to think about the Zelda Let's Playing community in terms of individual games. There was usually a Let's Player that I would watch for each individual game. The first that really caught my attention was Goron 50. I originally came across him in... It would have been either late 2007 or early 2008, sometime around that shifting period. I remember having my personal computer for at least 6 months by the time I had actually found his Let's Play, and I had my personal computer as of July of 2007, and I found him to be pretty entertaining. And he did his Let's Play of Wind Waker, and I very much enjoyed that for obvious reasons, because of course I wanted to watch other people play Wind Waker, and I discovered that he was recording Wind Waker, and so I joined him while he was releasing that in early 2008. I always enjoyed his very relaxed delivery. He was not necessarily a funny Let's Player, he was just very genuine, and I very much enjoyed watching Zelda content with him talking about it as he played it. Also from Goron 50, I watched his Let's Play of Four Swords Adventures, which I think was recorded in 2009 sometime. I remember picking that up pretty much on the first recording that he did, and I watched it all the way through as he uploaded the videos. And during that time, I really didn't know much about Four Swords Adventures until I watched his Let's Play of it, so that really kindled my interest in that game. And it wasn't until maybe 8 or 9 years later that I actually went and picked up the game for myself, even though I was intending on buying it ever since I watched his Let's Play, and I did my own Let's Play of it, and I'm very glad that I did. It's an alright game for sure. It's not as good as I thought it would be, but it was definitely a game that I enjoyed playing. For The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, I think it's quite obvious that the Let's Player that I gravitated towards in the year of 2008 was Dark-Minded Sith. He was generally the funny Let's Player. He had this wit that he would come out with, and it was often quite dry, and it was just really enjoyable because he had that deep, dry voice, and he'd come out with these funny lines, and I found him to be quite entertaining as well. But the Ocarina of Time Let's Player who entertained me like no other was a man named Archfrost. Now, there have been a number of rumours over the last decade as to where this guy actually disappeared to, because I believe he deleted his channel sometime in 2011, and everyone was saying that he had actually died. Well, perhaps not everyone, but it was definitely a rumour that was going around. But I remember watching him do a Let's Play of Mega Man 64, and that was very enjoyable. And I remember that he always had problems with Cam Studio, or at the very least, with Windows Movie Maker. It seemed that all of his tech would malfunction to an extent that it would drive him insane. And I remember one particularly funny video that he recorded of Mega Man 64 where he was basically losing his mind over that fact. But I believe he recorded maybe 3 or so parts of a Let's Play of Ocarina of Time before promptly not continuing it. And yeah, he was just a really funny Canadian guy, and I definitely miss watching his content. Now, for Zelda Majora's Mask, the Let's Play that I watched for that was a guy named Vampire Boy 25. He was very angsty, and I loved that. He was quite entertaining in that way, but he was also a very genuine sort of laid-back Let's Player as well. I have memories of him recording this video of him outside the Deku Palace, and he was getting really, really pissed off with his commenters. I can't remember what he was getting angry about. I just remember him getting very, very heated, and I found that very entertaining. He was a great Let's Player, and unfortunately he deleted all of his videos sometime in 2011, 2012, something like that. Perhaps even before then, I just don't remember now, but it was definitely around that time. And yeah, his Let's Play was lost forever, probably. For The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, the Let's Player that I watched for that was Sasha Silvermoon. I think this would have been around 2010, and she still to this day is the only female Let's Player that I've ever watched, not because I avoid them, but because they were pretty scarce in those days. You have to understand that I just do not watch video content like that anymore, and I haven't in almost 10 years, so yeah, still to this day, she is the only female Let's Player that I watched, and I very much enjoyed her content. I also watched her play a Final Fantasy game, although I can't remember which one it was. It was on the Xbox 360, I remember, but once again, it escapes me now what Final Fantasy game that was. For Zelda: A Link to the Past, the Let's Play that I watched was Dr. 1297. He was a very soft-spoken, very personable Let's Player. Probably one of my favourites for sure. He was just such a treat to listen to be honest, and unfortunately he stopped Let's Playing after he graduated from college, I believe. Dr. 1297 is a really unfortunate Let's Player for me because he actually recorded a video that showed every single one of his subscribers. And I was in a very awkward position because I had actually subscribed to him about a month or two after he had recorded that video, and had I subscribed to him a month or two earlier than I did, I would have made it into that video and I would have been able to show it today, but unfortunately I was not in that video, and that was, again, not entirely upsetting for me at the time, but it's quite upsetting for me now in hindsight, because that would have been a great way to immortalize myself, you know. He also responded to a few of the comments that I had left on his A Link to the Past videos, and unfortunately I can't find those comments anymore. However, I was able to find them in the past, and I in fact included one while I was reminiscing about this stuff in my Ocarina of Time Let's Play from 2015, which is no longer on my channel, incidentally.
Who else did I mention? Dr. 1297 stopped many years ago now. Just because life, you know, I think he got married or some shit. I can't remember. Married life. There's no room for LPs there. Anyway, what am I on about? I'm on about other people's videos. How about I talk about my video for a second? Yes, this is me, Doomlink, and it was strange. I almost like said my old Doomlink name. I used to have 4 numbers after my name of Doomlink back a long time ago, because I've been talking about old names that I remembered from a while ago, and so I almost called myself Doomlink 5513. That would have been really weird. Anyway.
There were other Let's Players that I watched, such as Griffin Lobster and X's Tyler, who didn't really do Zelda games, but there was one who influenced me a great deal. His name was Dishban, and I think I watched him in late 2009 sometime, or started watching him at that time anyway, and he was a huge influence on me. Not only was he Australian, but he also had a sense of humour that I could really identify with, and I sort of emulated him a little bit as I was recording my videos early on, and I think that his influence even to this day has some sort of effect on how I record videos now. There was another Let's Player who made me laugh quite a lot. His name was Mopey, and I remember him doing a Donkey Kong Let's Play of some description. It was just really bizarre, and I've never come across anything like it before or since.
This is some good music. I like the way this game is starting already, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, so... Uh-oh! What are you doing, Donkey Kong? Well, that's no way to treat your elders. You should say you're sorry. I know I would. Oh, what's that? Is that a butterfly? Oh, that's great. Oh, we don't have time to waste, Donkey Kong, so go ahead and start going... Wait a minute, don't be afraid, Donkey Kong. You can take care of that little slime ball. See? Easy as pie. You deserve that celebration. Look out, this one's a little stronger, Diddy. You might want to use your friend Donkey Kong's assistance for these guys. Show them your muscles, Donkey Kong. Yeah, take that, you evil scum. Wow, it looks like you boys don't even need my help. Don't worry, I'll stay along for the ride.
Now, to talk about myself a little bit, I did a number of Let's Plays, but one of my problems was that I could never really see them to the end. That was always a bother for me, because I had so many games that I wanted to Let's Play, and I just could never really finish them. By the time I could have possibly finished them, I didn't actually have a channel anymore. I deleted my channel for a rather stupid reason, sometime in maybe October of 2010. The reason why I deleted my channel was because I was actually uploading OSTs, and they kept on getting either deleted or muted, and it was pissing me off so much that in my stupidity, I decided to protest by deleting my channel. In the end, the only person that hurt was myself, so I do kind of regret doing that. But interestingly enough, uploading OSTs was something that I wanted to do before I had even decided to start doing Let's Plays. This would have been around 2007. I always wanted to upload OSTs, and I've still never really done that, and that's alright, because I was a bit late to the party, and to be honest, that's quite fine, because I think I would prefer doing what I'm doing today anyway. It's a lot more personal and a lot more enjoyable, I would suggest. But yeah, the Let's Plays that I did were games that could be emulated easily at the time. I was doing Let's Plays like Zelda: A Link to the Past, the Minish Cap. I had a Let's Play of Phantom Hourglass that I had started originally, of course, but I had sort of stopped after getting to the Ghost Ship, and I don't really know why. I think it was because I had just lost interest in it, and I wanted to move on to other things, so I essentially put the Let's Play on hold and never picked it up again, unfortunately. The first Let's Play that I had actually completed, but never actually got around to fully uploading, was a 60-something part Let's Play of Final Fantasy Fables Chocobo Tales for the Nintendo DS, which I found to be a rather cute and enjoyable game at the time, and still do, to be honest. I haven't actually played it since I was Let's Playing it in 2010, so I would like to sit down and play that game again at some point, but I don't know when that will happen, probably after my DS Zelda Let's Plays that I'm doing at the moment. But that was indeed the first Let's Play that I completed, and unfortunately I just didn't get to upload all of it because it was a lot to upload. There were a lot of parts, and again, by the time I would have gotten to the point where I had uploaded them all, I had deleted my channel. Unfortunately, the only stuff that still exists on YouTube of mine is stuff from a very basic AMV YouTube channel. I was never really into AMVs, but I did enjoy just splicing scenes with music that I like to listen to, and sort of had the music try to be timed with the movements of the scene, and essentially have a rather, I guess, basic end result. It wasn't... I certainly didn't watch AMVs, that wasn't an interest of mine, because most other people didn't listen to the music that I liked to listen to. But I tried to splice in music that I felt worked with the Hellsing Ultimate OVA. which I was quite honestly obsessed with in the year of 2010. I had watched it several years before then as well, but it was one of those things that really built up over time and my interest peaked in 2010. And I made a few videos like that, and unfortunately only one of them remains on the channel. The other ones were removed for some reason, probably copyright due to the video that was used, rather than the music that I had actually put in the videos. I didn't really continue with that channel for very long, but it is interesting to see the videos that I had favorited, because I can see that I had gone on a little bit of a nostalgia trip and had gone and favorited some of the videos that I enjoyed in the past. But unfortunately, the only video that's still up on that channel is the Hellsing Ultimate Red Fraction video that I made. Of course, Red Fraction is the opening of Black Lagoon. There's actually an interesting story about this video, because about a year and a half before I had even made the channel and uploaded this particular video, I had made this exact AMV, we'll call it for lack of a better term, and I had somehow lost it, or at the very least I wasn't happy with the end result, because I had recorded all the footage with unregistered Hypercam 2 and it looked like complete shit. And if you think that what I'm showing you right now looks like shit, well, I'm telling you right now it looked worse before. So what I ended up doing was getting different footage and just making the whole thing all over again. It's not like that was a lengthy process, there's not too much editing involved, but still, I do remember that. So the video ended up being uploaded whenever that was uploaded. I don't have that on my screen at the moment as I'm talking, but yeah, I'd actually made the video originally in a different form, but with the exact same scenes about a year and a half before that time. Two of the other videos that I used were essentially metal videos with Hellsing Ultimate footage spliced in. The first one that I did was of The Berserker. The Berserker is an Australian band that I've always really enjoyed, and I'd actually always wanted to do something with The Berserker and Hellsing Ultimate footage, because to me Hellsing Ultimate was a very extreme anime, and so I wanted to get the most extreme music that I was listening to at the time and put those two together, and it worked quite well in my opinion. Again, it was not highly edited at all, it was just the footage playing with the music going, and I felt that it worked quite well. As well as that, I had a fight scene between Alucard and Alexander Anderson, playing with Vader music in the background. The song was What Color Is Your Blood, which is still to this day one of my favourite Vader songs. And the last video that I worked on for the channel was just Hellsing Ultimate footage with the Higurashi opening, but the full version, and I very much enjoyed that. Higurashi to this day is one of my favourite shows, and I love 7th expansion, and I very much enjoy the music from Higurashi as well. And also the music from Umineko no Nakokoro ni. Now, after a relatively brief break from recording videos, which took place between the years of 2011 and 2012, I got back into recording just stuff on various channels around YouTube that no longer exist. I was doing Let's Plays of games like Dragon Quest Swords, Kingdoms of Amalur, and pretty much whatever I felt like playing at the time. My first uploaded Monster Hunter content, which I wish was earlier than this, but it wasn't, at least it still exists on YouTube, was actually my first tutorial video that I had ever recorded. It was actually a tutorial for the Abyssal Lagiacrus glitch, and it had technically not really been done properly before. Iceman Noob did record a video, but it was not very easy to find because of how it was titled. I didn't even find it at that time. I wasn't really watching Ice Noob during that period. The last time I'd watched him was probably like 3 years before that. But anyway, the reality was that I hadn't done a tutorial video before, and To be honest, I would like to do it again differently today, but I think for my first tutorial video it was good enough, you know. I think it was thorough, and really the only thing that I would have done was make it so that my commentary didn't sound so much like it was something I was just reading. I had literally just taken maybe 20 minutes to type something up in a text file, and then I recorded 3 different hunts with Laggy doing the glitch, and then I was pretty much done with the video after just recording vocally what I had written in that text file. It was really a quick process, and I put a little bit more time into it and really tried to make something professional. It definitely would have turned out better, but still, knowing the time that I put into it, I'm pretty happy with the result. Another good thing to note is that there is an invisible wall next to the rock slab on the left. Basically, it will look as if you are shooting next to the rock, however you are shooting into an invisible wall, and your shots will disappear as a result of that. The invisible wall doesn't extend too far from the actual rock, but just be aware of it. Something else about this slab of rock to the left is that it acts as good cover if you have been hit by Lagiacrus's lightning breath. If you can roll to the left side, the impact of the lightning will send you behind the rock, keeping you safe from a second lightning attack from the Lagiacrus. Be sure to also buy some oxygen, because you are likely to need it. Oxygen supplies and air filters work fine. And also, watch out for that outward lightning attack. It doesn't look like it will hit you, but it's best to keep a distance either way. I have died many a mysterious death as a result of that attack. Of course, 2014 was the year when I actually made the channel that I'm using today, and I'd actually started out on this channel by recording a Let's Play, first and foremost, of Parallel Worlds, which didn't continue for very long because that game pisses me off. And then second of all, I did a Let's Play of Demon's Souls, which I deleted, but I did keep the first video of that. I had sort of delayed the uploading until very early 2015, but it was recorded in 2014, and then I continued that Let's Play with a later set of recordings while keeping the first part. But anyway, I can get into the history of modern Doomlink if you want, but I don't really find that to be very exciting. So with that, I would say that's about all I really have to say. I wanted to do this video in a slightly different way to what you're getting here, but I had to sort of push myself to do it because I wasn't able to do it in the format that I wanted. But here it is. I decided that it would be better to do it now than never, or at the very least, before my memories start to fade. You never know. My memories are pretty good, but they might have less clarity to them, so I'd like to at least refer to memories that I can recall very clearly. But anyway, that's about it for this video, I think, and I probably could have gone more in-depth into philosophies about how YouTube Let's Playing has changed over the years, but to be honest, I've talked about that so many times that I just couldn't really be bothered talking about it in this video as well. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this or got something out of it. This has been sort of a history of Doomlink in a way, and I can assure you that it's a lot more detailed than this, but this is all I feel like recording for the moment. But anyway, I'll see you guys in whatever I'm actually recording these days that you're interested in, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.